can't do anything with that. It's
Well, somebody else will probably see it and be able to do something at the other end. And I don't know, they're probably not smart enough.
like they're barely able to get this whole thing.
Yeah.
We begin each service each week by singing an invitation to gather together, even as we are scattered in many different places. Please remain muted as we sing Enter, Rejoice, and Zoom In.
We don't hear it?
Enter, rejoice, and so in. Enter, rejoice, and so in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and so in. Don't be afraid of some change. Don't be afraid of some change. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and so in.
Good morning again. My name is Dennis, and it's my pleasure to serve as this morning's worship associate for this service of the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Charlotte County, Florida, also known as UUFCC. This service is being broadcast live via Zoom and YouTube. I wish to express my gratitude to technology wizards supporting the technology this morning, Corey and Sue and Sharon G. Also, a big thank you to Linda and Jim and members of the UUFCC choir for this morning's music. I'd like to remind you of a couple simple procedures that will help this broadcast run smoothly. First, to respect and protect everyone's privacy, it will be our practice to use first names and, when helpful, last initials. During the service, the Zoom chat feature will be disabled. Please remain muted throughout the service, even when singing, but please do sing. You may wish to have a chalice or a candle available for our chalice lighting ritual. And you may wish, and at the end of the service, we will virtually gather for a social time. but we ask that you remain muted until you see a posting that invites you to begin. Your patience is appreciated as we need a moment or two to close down the YouTube connection. The social time will be via Zoom only. We are a progressive and inclusive spiritual community. We value the free and responsible search for truth and meaning and offer a caring and diverse religious community guided by reason, conscience, and compassion. We encourage intellectual inquiry, foster growth, and prompt social justice and environmental responsibility. Our welcome is genuine. If you are here or would like to learn more about our fellowship, you can email Mary Jane at office@uufcc.org or visit our website. We are glad that you are with us this morning. This morning's chalice lighting words are, let me get my book. Oh dear, I've lost the book. Oh, there it is. Gudrun, would you hand me that book? It's right there. Thank you. Sorry. So, our chalice lighting words this morning come from Mark Morris Reed. It's called The Task of the Religious Community. The central task of the religious community is to unveil the bonds that bind each to all. There is a connectedness, a relationship discovered amid the particulars of our own lives and the lives of others. Once felt, it inspires us to act for justice. It is the church that assures us that we are not struggling for justice on our own, but as members of a larger community. The religious community is essential, for alone our vision is too narrow to see all that must be seen, and our strength too limited to do all that must be done. Together, our vision widens and our strength is renewed. And now, Gudrun will light the chalice. And please join me in the recitation of our affirmation. Love is the spirit of this fellowship, and service is its law. This is our aspiration, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth in love, and to help one another. So now please light your chalices or candles at home. Our first musical selection is by the UUFCC Choir under the direction of Jim Boyle, Fire of Commitment.
From the light of days remembered, burns a beacon bright and blue, guiding hands and hearts and spirits into faith set free from fear. And the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze. When our hunger and our passion meet to call us on our way, when we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment and our future can begin. comes a new prophetic voice, which demands a deeper justice built by our courageous choice. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, when our hunger and our passion meet to call us on our way, when we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment and our future can begin.
For our opening words this morning, I've chosen a poem by Reverend Scott Taylor. It's entitled Woven Anew. Come with your joy and your incurable curiosity, your hunger for hope, but bring too your broken heart, your cracked confidence, and your ruptured relationships. Let this today be a place of repair. May the words spoken become webbing, weaving again a path back to wisdom, back to forgotten worth, back to a place of peace, now buried by all the striving, worry, and wounds. May the sounds circling in this space sweep you up like a stream whose currents long to carry you home. And may the common breath so sweetly shared between us remind you that loneliness eventually lifts, that we are tethered more tightly than it sometimes seems, that together our hearts can mend and our world can be woven anew. Come, let us begin. We have a long tradition at UUFCC of sharing joys and sorrows and life milestones by entering them into a book of life. But because of the pandemic, we have modified this tradition. You may email your joys, sorrows, and personal milestones to bookoflife@uufcc.org. Messages should be sent no later than Saturday prior to the service. During the Sunday morning service, following the receipt of your message, the worship associates will share your words. The joys and sorrows and milestones that I've received this week include the following. The first is from my daughter, Katie. She is settling in her first home, but her partner has just started chemo for his cancer. And she asks that you keep her and Jeff in your thoughts and prayers. And this next one is from all of us at UUFCC, and it's to Lori Douglas. We want you to know, Lori, that our thoughts are with you as you heal from your recent injury. Rest and heal because we need you. And now let's enter into a time of silent prayer or meditation. We will be called back from our silence with a musical prayer, Spirit of Life.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow with the wind, rise in the sea. Move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots only close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me. Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea. Move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots only close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
This morning's sermon is 3 presentations on what happens with the money that we contribute to our second helping. But before we begin those, I would like to give you a history of our second helping. I found this information through a document that Herb Levin sent me, and it was a board report written by my dear deceased friend, Delight Topaski. I joined this fellowship on the second Sunday of October in 2010. And I cannot remember a second Sunday service during the 11 years that I have been a member that we have not taken a second helping offering. These monetary gifts, which are given in addition to our offerings for the UUFCC operating budget, are typically given primarily to local charities, special denominational funds or drives, or families in need. The recipients of our second helpings are decided by our Social Justice Committee. Most of us that have been around for even a small amount of time are familiar with this giving ritual and probably have participated in it. But I doubt that most of us remember its origins. The second helping originated with the Social Justice Committee and was begun on July 9th, 2006. So we have been providing special funds to nonprofits and folks in financial crisis for 15 years and 4 months. Initially, the UUFCC board feared that the second helping contributions would diminish giving to the operating fund. So our treasurer at that time, Charlotte Wharton, monitored closely over a 6-month period to determine if the second helping negatively affected regular giving. It did not. From its inception, special care has been given to ensure that the second helping funds were given to worthy causes. The primary recipients typically have been agencies within our community. The first second helping of $393 was given to Habitat for Humanity. Other agencies receiving our gifts during the early years included the Homeless Coalition, Planned Parenthood, the Unitarian Universalist Service Committee's Darfar Relief Fund, which was actually one of the largest second helpings in our history. We also gave to St. Vincent de Paul Community Healthcare, UU Equality Florida, the homeless children in the Charlotte County Schools, the Good Samaritan Food Bank, Families in Crisis, and CHAPS. During the 2006-2007 fiscal year, UUFCC gave away $6,164. If we gave away that amount every year, which I assume is a safe assumption, UUFCC has given almost $100,000 in second helping support since its inception. Since the beginning of COVID-19 pandemic, our monthly second helpings have been equally divided between CHAP's Food and Hygiene Pantry, Meals on Wheels, and the Harry Chapin Food Bank. The reason for this ongoing support is obvious. Because of the pandemic, food insecurity has hit all-time highs. As Mercy Chick, the 12-year director of CHAPS, told me last Thursday, more than ever, their clients are having to make choices between paying the rent, buying their medications, or purchasing food. The rest of this morning's presentation will describe the three agencies that have been receiving our contributions over the last 18 months. I will continue to talk about CHAPS. Then Gudrun, who delivers meals, will talk about her experience with Meals on Wheels. And finally, Herb will tell us about Harry Chapin Food Bank. The Charlotte HIV/AIDS People Support Incorporated, CHAPS, is a 501c3 nonprofit, all volunteer organization. Its mission is to provide food and hygiene items without cost to persons in need living with HIV/AIDS and their dependents. CHAPS clients are screened, referred, and monitored by the county health department, the McGregor Clinic, or comprehensive care centers in Sarasota or Northport. This assures that the pantry serves those who are truly in need. CHAPS provides supplemental food and hygiene products. Clients can use their money to purchase fresh meat, dairy, or produce, or for medical care, transportation, and so on. As HIV/AIDS cases continue to rise, so does CHAPS base. At the founding of CHAPS in 1990, in the living room of a lesbian couple, the pantry served 8 clients. Now this has grown to over 450 clients and dependents. The pantry has expanded from serving just Charlotte County to also serving South Sarasota and DeSoto counties. CHAPS is a partner agency with the Harry Chapin Food Bank, the Charlotte County United Way, and the South Sarasota United Way. Community involvement includes relationships with the Suncoast Cathedral Metropolitan Church, St. James Episcopal Church, Church of the Good Shepherd, and of course, the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Charlotte County. These organizations provide food, hygiene, and money. CHAPS is run by 30 volunteers, and no one is paid. CHAPS uses all agency grants to purchase food and hygiene supplies along with paying for operating costs. CHAPS has obtained grants from the United Way of Charlotte County, the United Way of South Sarasota County, Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS, the Community Foundation of Sarasota County, the Walmart Foundation, and the Heron Creek Community Foundation. The Charlotte Community Foundation awarded CHAPS funds to purchase a 49 cubic foot refrigerator, a copier and printer, and a large trailer, which is used when purchasing food, as well as delivering orders to Venice and Arcadia. CHAPS is a choice pantry that allows clients to select food items that best suit their changing dietary needs. The hygiene products, which cannot be purchased with federal food stamps, are vital to a person with a compromised immune system, because these products provide personal care as well as helping to maintain a sanitary environment. The food and hygiene items enhance the lives of the clients and nourish them. CHAPS is the only agency that provides specifically for HIV and AIDS clients in Southwest Florida. Board members are responsible for establishment of policy, the business aspects of the organization, and the day-to-day running of the pantry. Board and committee members inventory the pantry, they manage the client's orders and pickup days. They obtain volunteers, establish and manage fundraising activities, and write grants, pay bills, and purchase and arrange delivery of food and hygiene items. In addition to sharing our second helping with CHAPS, UUFCC maintains a BOGO box at the front door of the fellowship. This box is to receive non-perishable foods and hygiene items. And then after I'm done with the grounds crew on Thursday mornings, I take them over to the pantry. Another way UUFCC supports CHAPS is by participating in the annual Reverse Advent Project. CHAPS provides large Advent bags, which are then given to members and friends of the fellowship. And they are then encouraged to buy items, hygiene items especially, each day of Advent. And then right around Christmas, the bags are returned to the fellowship and then transported to the agency. The pantry is on Paulson Drive, and I have committed us to participating in this Reverse Advent project again this year. Details will be included in our weekly updates as we near the Advent season. And now Gudrun is going to tell us about Meals on Wheels.
Well, good morning, all. I'm not as organized as Dennis. I don't know why. Anyway, Meals on Wheels operates much like CHAPS does, totally on donations. And from these donations, they have to pay their employees, of which there are 6. 3 are part-time and 3 are full-time. They have to maintain a building, they have to cool it, they have the ovens and all of that stuff. And we all know how expensive that is, because we just now have to repair our own, or rather replace our own air conditioner. They also have to buy food. They can't get it from Harry Chapin because Meals on Wheels sells the meals. There are about, and it always changes. 160 clients every day. 60 of them or so receive free meals. 11 or 12 receive reduced price meals, which are $2 to $3, and the rest of them pay $5 per meal. That's why Harry Chapin can't donate food to us. However, Winter Garden Presbyterian Church food pantry does give us food. So us, I say, gives Meals on Wheels food. Money is made through the thrift store. Some of you have shopped there. And they make a pretty nice earning. Every month, it's about $2,000, which is, of course, badly needed. As Chaps has also found out, food has become more expensive, and it's hard for people who can't get out of their houses to make ends meet. You have to be at least 63 to get help through Meals on Wheels. Yes, I was going to mention the fire of commitment. I'm totally committed to delivering the meals 1 week 3 times and another week about 2 times. There are about 13 routes through Charlotte County, 4 of them in Punta Gorda, which I really know well now, and 9 of them in Port Charlotte. And when I do that, I did get lost one time, I must say. I'm amazed at how far we have to travel. Meals on Wheels, those wheels really do swallow the miles. So all the volunteers, and I should know how many there are. If there are 13 routes a week, there must be at least 30 volunteers, because most people don't take more than 1 route per week. And we're all committed to make sure that every one of the people who need the meals get the meals, that if we can't deliver it, we make sure that we call them. And for example, last week, one volunteer found a client who had fallen and couldn't get up again. So we can help in that way. So there is a human contact there too. And the Meals on Wheels are totally grateful for all the help that we've given them. Totally grateful. That's all I have to say.
And now we're going to switch to Herb's home and learn about the Harry Chapin Food Bank.
Good morning. You can't escape me. I am very fortunate. Never in my life have I had to be concerned for food for myself or my family. Concurrently, I have been reminded that not everyone has been as fortunate as I. Hunger has been around for as long as people have been around. I feel that I have an obligation to help those who need help in recognition of my good fortune. I just can't turn my back on the needy. There's a song in the show Camelot that asks, I wonder what the king is doing tonight. I often wonder, how are the needy, the hungry, going to fare tonight? I have worked in food pantries. I've loaded groceries into cars that double as sleeping accommodations. I have given food and money for the relevant causes. I am unable to erase from my mind those who haven't the luxury of buying the food they want when they want it. And I'm glad I can't forget. I'm glad that I can help. And I am forever grateful for what I have. The Harry Chapin Food Bank helps 250,000 people per month in Southwest Florida. On average, this equates to 1 million pounds of food per week. 46,470 of the people assisted are children. The rate of child food insecurity for the 5 county areas served by Harry Chapin, and this includes Charlotte, Lee, Collier, Glades, and Henry, is 20.4%. And what is this food insecurity we speak of? Simply put, it is not being sure of where your next meal is coming from. The clients from Harry Chapin are varied: families, seniors, children, vets, single parents, homeless, unemployed, and underemployed. To bring clarity to Harry Chapin's role in all of this, it is a food bank. It solicits, collects, stores, and then distributes. It has more than 150 partner agencies who receive goods from Harry Chapin and then give to those in need. More specifically, Harry Chapin receives its goods from growers, producers, distributors, retailers, the USDA, and the Feeding America network. Locally, Publix, Walmart, and Sam's Club do contribute generously. How to move these quantities about? 80,000 pounds of food pass daily from the warehouse to the aforementioned partner agencies. Caseloads, pallets, tractor trailers, refrigerated trucks, private vehicles. Harry Chapin sends out their 19 trucks daily to pick up and deliver. They drive over 250,000 miles per year. Because of their networks, Harry Chapin converts every dollar donated to $8 worth of food. Of course, they will accept food as well, but their level of effectiveness is best demonstrated in their purchasing power. Harry Chapin's, Harry Chapin's vision statement is simple: no one should go hungry. Last year, 24 million pounds of food were distributed. By the year 2032, 48 million pounds will be needed. Why the growing need? Principally, growing population and low-paying service industry jobs. Lastly, who was Harry Chapin? He was a now-deceased singer-songwriter who donated the proceeds from every other concert that he presented to the cause of fighting hunger. So, how fortunate are you? Do you want to demonstrate your personal gratitude by helping those who might go hungry were it not for Harry Chapin, CHAPS, and Meals on Wheels? We encourage you to write a check, not once, but regularly, no amount being too small. Make it out to UUFCC and annotate for the second helping. Thank you.
Our final hymn today is This Little Light of Mine. I'm gonna let it shine. So please sing, but remain muted.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna
The offering is a sacrament of the Free Church. It is supported by the generosity of all who join with us. There are several ways that you can give. You can mail checks to the office, drop them in our mailbox, or call the office to make other arrangements. We are equipped to accept donations through Venmo app. Payments through this app should be made to UUFCC offering. If you would like your donation to apply to anything else than the operating fund, indicate your intentions on the check's memo line. And remember, this is the second Sunday, so in addition to our regular offerings, we will be receiving a second helping offering. Again, this supports CHAPS, Harry Chapin Food Bank, and Meals on Wheels. Your generosity is always appreciated. And if you're with us for the first time, do not feel obligated to give. Today, you are our guest. Now it's time to highlight some of UUFCC's special events and activities. I also really want to encourage you to read your weekly updates, which include calendars and links that connect us through Zoom. The updates provide a very important means for staying connected during these challenging times. Additionally, if you like to have fellowship events highlighted during a service, you can email the worship associates at bookoflife@uufcc.org. Today, I have the following announcements. Let's see. Tomorrow at 4 p.m. via the universal link is Spanish for Beginners. No, I'm sorry, that's not the universal link. They have their own link, and that's in the updates. On Wednesday, the Caring Committee will meet at 1 p.m. And don't forget, Wednesday night at 7, there's a happy hour with John Lee. That does use the universal link. And then on Thursday, the 14th, the Bylaws Committee will be meeting at 10 a.m. Following today's service, there will be a social justice meeting. It's at noon, and it's on the virtual porch. Let's see. Also, I wanted to mention that we are invited to join in a labyrinth walk with various members of the board. Feel free to bring your own beverage and stay for an informal chat. Everyone's welcome. Of course, this will be outside in our parking lot, and it will occur, the next one occurs on the 4th Saturday. Also, I wanted to mention that on October 24th, the Immigration Justice Committee will present a movie called Lumpkin, Georgia. It's at 12 noon, and it will be followed by a discussion. If you have any questions about this, contact Betty Barriga. Our closing words today are from Frederick E. Gillis. May the love which overcomes all differences, which heals all wounds, which puts flight to all fears, which reconciles all who are separated, be in us and among us, now and always. Amen. And now, please, as Gudrun extinguishes the chalice, join me in our traditional recitation. We extinguish this chalice, but not the light of hope, the fire of commitment, or the warmth of community. May these ideals shine in our lives and warm our hearts until we are together again. Now, go now in peace. Please join us in singing.
Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the Spirit of us arise.